It's Erica Guelinas, Northwest Indiana's Golden Girl. Hope you guys are rocking it just as hard as you can today. I'm out here in Valparaiso doing some previews of some for sale by owner properties for my buyer clients, and it occurred to me this might be something that would be good for us to talk about. National Association of Realtors shows that 92% of people who try to sell their home on their own end up listing with a real estate agent. Obviously, that's a super high failure rate. The reasons why are two. One, usually these homes are priced incorrectly, normally too high. If you don't have access to the MLS, you don't have access to what properties are actually selling for. You're going Zillow's estimates, you're doing tax assessments, all kinds of numbers that are completely wrong. Your real estate agent has access to the MLS and can show you what these houses are actually selling for, and almost more importantly, what your house is going to appraise for once you find a buyer and the bank is looking for that number. The second one, obviously, I'll call it marketing, but more it's better described as access to the marketplace. Buyers work with agents. It's very rare for a buyer to be so confident in their skills and so aware of what the market's doing that they're just going to go out on Zillow and find a house and try to buy it all by themselves. Buyers work with agents. If you don't have access to the MLS, if you don't have a position in the marketplace, your house isn't going to sell. Obviously, the big thing with for sale by owners is the commission. That's a big chunk of money. I totally get it. Completely understand. What the issue is that you think you can spend the time to do the work that an agent does and save the money on the commission. So, just thinking about it a little bit, you have to price your house properly, which obviously we already talked about is almost impossible to do. You have to figure out how to set up your schedule for showings. Probably don't want any kind of key box on the front. You don't want strangers walking through your house. So you have to be available for showings, which are sometimes at 10 o'clock on a Wednesday morning, and sometimes they are at 6 o'clock on a Saturday afternoon, and all kinds in between. You have to work around your own schedule. You have to make time for that. You have to basically learn how to professionally market a property, not just, flyers or putting it on Zillow. How do you best present your house in the best light to the buyer pool that you're looking to access? You're going to have to spend some time and possibly money, in professional photography. Either research how to be a professional photographer yourself and the rule of thirds and everything like that, or pay somebody to do it, which can, be a couple $100, obviously money out of your pocket. You have to do legal things. There are required sales disclosure, at least in the state of Indiana, that you have to supply to your buyers. The disclosures ahead of time, how that works into your marketing, those kinds of things. You haven't even gotten an offer yet. Once you get an offer, negotiations. Are the contracts written properly? What are you going to do about home inspections? What are you going to do if the repairs aren't made to the buyer's satisfaction? What if the appraisal comes back, it's not appraised for value? You go back to the pricing problem there. Title work. Hopefully title work turns out super awesome from the title company, but what if there's a deed that was recorded incorrectly? Or, a lien on there that isn't yours and doesn't make any sense because somebody got your social security number. All of those things take time. And here's the kicker. Recent studies showed, and I'll put a link in the comments, that the average for sale by owner that actually manages to sell their house sells it for about 5 to 6% less than what they would have sold it through a real estate agent. So if we go through this here, your commission to a real estate agent is going to be about 5 to 6%. National Association of Realtors, I think it was them, said that for every hour I spend with you, going through a listing contract, working on negotiations, working on home inspections, attending closing, all those things, every hour I spend with you equals about 9 additional hours of time I'm spending back at the office working on marketing and reviewing documents and all the things that I do as a professional. So if you figure you spend, a certain amount of time on average with a client, multiplied by 9, I'm spending basically an entire work week working on just your file. That's fine. Obviously, that's what I'm paid for. You, as a non-licensed real estate professional without years of experience, if it's taking me a full week of my life to get your house listed and sold, how much time is it really going to take you? That's the calculation you really have to keep in mind. It's very easy to look at a net sheet and figure out the math, that, it's 6% of this and everything else. when you really delve into the time it takes to properly sell a house, you have to make a good decision based on your lifestyle, based on your time frame, the things that you want out of the sale to make sure that works. So if you are thinking of going for sale by owner, I totally get it. I respect it. I think it's awesome if you can pull it off. Obviously, there's a high failure rate, but maybe you could be part of the 8% that actually sells. What I would encourage you to do before you make that decision for sure is sit down with 2 or 3 real estate agents, talk about the numbers in the market, talk about what's going on in your neighborhood, with prices and trajectory for the future, and see how much time it's going to take you to duplicate those services. Do the math and figure out if it's actually worth it. Time is probably our most valuable asset. I would hate for you to get stuck in a rut where your house is listed for 6 months by yourself, you're saving $15,000, but you can't sell it. If you guys have any questions about that, let me know. You can call or text me anytime, 219-765-2062. If it's easier, you can always email me at ericag, ERICAG, at c21affiliated.com. Check out my website, Home Sales by Erica. Blog post, this video will be on there. I'll have links to the studies that I've talked about. And keep doing your thing. I love you guys. I'll talk to you soon. Bye-bye.